Hi, I'm George Fleetwood. This is my son Hank.
Hi.
We're world travelers and we want to share with you another one of our trips. This time it's the final leg of a trip that we took. And this city is Helsinki, Finland, the lovely capital of the Scandinavian country.
Hope you enjoy.
We came to Helsinki from Tallinn on the Linda Line ferries. These are fast hydrofoils that take you across the channel that separates Estonia from Finland, and they're very quick, very comfortable. I think it took about an hour and a half, as I recall. Hank.
Yes.
And here's the entrance to the Linda Line, the staging area, where they had a little restaurant and some duty-free available.
We had a long wait here.
And here we are on the ferry now, and they got a little restaurant on there, and we were sitting right here where Hank's pointer is right now, facing the restaurant.
And here I had the best jerky of my life, right? The beef jerky of my life, right there.
Huh, I didn't remember that. And as we arrived, we came to a little hotel that I'd stayed in downtown, and there I am sprawled on the bed, and thank goodness Mom decided to take pictures of me, but it's a very cute little hotel called the Hotel Finn, and it's just right downtown and very inexpensive. And here's the street that it's on. It's on the right-hand side in this building on the right side there, I believe. Hank?
Yes.
If you make the pointer there, you can show.
Yep, Finn, right there.
See, the Finn is right back there. Right in the smack dab in the middle of town, across from us, a big department store called Stockman's, I believe.
We would definitely recommend it.
And here we are walking out the first day. There's a theater there, an event venue, a really interesting sculpture we thought called the Three Smiths, three blacksmiths working right in the center of downtown Helsinki. Sort of getting a sense of the buildings in downtown.
And here, these street musicians were performing one of our favorite songs, The Final Countdown. So we gave them a few coins and took a picture of them playing.
And stood and listened to it, and they were quite good, weren't they?
Yes.
It was really a nice surprise.
Yes.
And here we are walking down toward where we actually entered the market, the city market area, which is right off the harbor. And this street is called the Esplanade, and it's as you might expect, it has a park that goes for several blocks, and there are commercial buildings on either side of this park, and it's really lovely. And here we found a statue with one of the ubiquitous gulls on its head, probably getting ready to make some droppings on it. And here's the Market Square area, which is actually a teeming area with little outdoor shops and selling trinkets and souvenirs and a lot of food, a lot of good-looking food, I might add. It's in a fairly expensive city is an inexpensive place to eat. In fact, I have one of the T-shirts on right now from that we bought right outside there. And here is a Russian Orthodox church that sits on a hill on beyond the city market. We'll come back to that in a minute. And here's the city market right there, the old city market hall, over 100 years old, a lovely building, and just filled with wonderful foodstuffs, both for takeaway and eat on site. Here we are, Jenny and Hank, walking down the aisles, deciding what to eat because it was lunchtime and we were hungry, weren't we, Hank?
Yes.
Look at some of the goodies. My. And here's one of the little restaurants, and this place, I think, served up, what did we get there, Hank?
Smoothies, I believe.
Oh, they were delicious, weren't they?
They were great.
As we were trying
I think I had strawberry, maybe?
Yeah, I think that you did. And we all had one as we were trying to decide what we were going to have for lunch.
They were delicious.
And here's the cathedral. I think we actually decided on fish and chips at a little place right next door and ate some wonderful fish and chips.
Yes, yeah.
Tasted like they had just caught them right off the dock there.
Yeah.
And here we are on our way to this Russian Orthodox church. Uspensky, I believe, is the name of it. It's a very nice building.
Quite a hike.
quite a hike up that hill. It's a pretty good hill to climb, wasn't it?
Yep.
And here's some shots from the interior. Ornate building, ornate inside and out. The Russian Orthodox Church, very nice.
Very delicate designs.
And across from the Russian Orthodox Church, on the same level almost in terms of altitude, is the Senate Square, and that's Helsinki's cathedral. And we're going to arrive at that in a little while later. This is just a shot down on the harbor area from up at the church, with a deck up above there. And we saw these this swan and her offspring in this little pool right below the church.
Yeah.
And Hank took some pictures, and in fact I think he even shot a brief video he's going to show you in a second.
Very fascinating to watch. You can see her dive down and get some
sort of seaweed or something,
yeah,
to feed the youngsters, I think.
yep. Yep, that's not sweet.
Finally, a word of English.
Yes.
And this, right across the street from this pool, was the presidential palace, which, by the way, became famous recently because Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin met there. And Donald Trump, of course, had many gaffes on that trip. And here is the Senate Square with Helsinki Cathedral. It's a lovely building from the exterior, simple but lovely. Government buildings that surround it, this large square. More government buildings. Commercial activity with trams running through the middle of it. This was a restaurant that was where we ate a couple times for breakfast from
Breakfast,
the
yes.
Hotel Finn. They had a deal next door. And here we are back at the Senate Square, this time to visit.
Yes.
Here's a statue of Alexander II outside.
With another bird.
Yeah. It's a pretty good hike up those stairs too, Hank, as I
Yes.
recall.
Yes.
But look back down on the Senate Square. It's really quite pretty. It was a lovely, lovely day. A lot of people just hanging out, enjoying the sunshine. And here we are inside the Helsinki Cathedral, which is a Lutheran church and very stark, kind of like the early Protestant reforms.
Yes, a stark contrast to the other church we visited.
Mm-hmm. But beautiful in its own way.
Yes.
Just various interior shots. And from there we hopped a tram that actually made a big circle around the city, and we hopped off and we decided to visit the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, which was site of the Olympics, I believe, in like 54 or something like that. It was post-World War II. But as you can see, it was under major renovation, something we hadn't counted on.
Here is, I guess, a rendering of what it may look like in the future. We had hoped to be able to take pictures on the inside and show them to you just like we did earlier on the trip in Stockholm.
But it being a construction area, it made it impossible.
Yes.
So we did our best to take pictures that let you see what it was going to look like. In fact, we climbed up on a hillside above it to try and get some pictures.
Down in.
Down in, and that's what we got.
It's about the best we have,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Looking through the trees. Another shot of the exterior as their just massive renovation was going on. And next door to there, practically next door, was something called the Helsinki Ice Hall. And I had been there for a hockey game several years before when a friend of mine, Warren Mathias, and I had been in Helsinki. And Jenny and I had gone to a hockey game there, which was called off because of an ice problem.
Suddenly.
Yeah. And the circular tram brought us back to the city market area, and here are government buildings. I think that might be the city hall there. It's right next to the presidential palace. I'm not sure what it is. And there's the presidential palace again. And then we decided to take a boat ride out to some exterior islands. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sumalina, I think is how you pronounce it, but I'm not sure of that. I probably just bastardized it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can take a ferry out there, and it's a beautiful park now. It's a former fortification, and you can look. Here we are looking back from the dock back toward the city, which is a nice view of Helsinki from the island. It's actually a series of small islands that are all interconnected. And you can see what life was like there. People obviously lived there, soldiers, but there were churches there, there are shops out there are restaurants out there. Good ice cream, as I recall, Hank.
Yes, soft serve, nice.
Yeah.
Back on terra firma.
We're walking around and just checking out various buildings on this old fortress, this UNESCO site.
And here's where we got our ice cream. It was delicious.
Former barracks. There's the church I referenced earlier. Don't know what all these buildings are anymore. Wildflowers growing, but well, I'll tell you.
Great picture here.
Yeah, but I think it's just to take a picture of the wildflowers.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there strolling around. A lot of families, babies in strollers. Very nice.
It's kind of reminiscent of what's it called in Sweden, right?
Oh yeah, Wisconsin.
Yes.
A little bit, yes. That's I think a building that had like a information in it, and there's a bridge going across to another little island, and some of the fortifications. You can see that it was heavily fortified at one point, and I think those are old barracks where soldiers may have lived, obviously.
We're walking down this path to this.
And we come across an old submarine that's on display there, and it's a museum that you can go into. More shots around the sub and more pictures of the fortifications that were built up.
We'll look back at the bridge.
You can see the families just strolling around. Oh, those are heavy fortifications. Like it would take a heck of a job to get in there if they had shut it down back in the old days.
Yes.
I would think.
Almost like a maze of walls.
And down in, I think, probably old armories where they used to store things like armaments and gunpowder and those kinds of things.
These were very interesting to go down in. They were pretty dark, though, and steep. Kind of a look down in there.
And here we are back at that restaurant we pointed out earlier, getting ready to go have breakfast, I think, on our final morning.
It was really great.
It was. They had everything. It was a wonderful buffet. I think it was only about $10 a person or something, maybe even less than that. And here's the look inside, back inside the fin down the hallway. It's a cool place. They've kind of upgraded it, but it's functional, but it's fairly Spartan. And here we are getting ready to leave, and we took a bus to the airport from the Helsinki railway station, which is, by the way, well worth a trip on its own. It's a Saarinen, Elin Saarinen was the architect of it. It's over 100 years old now, I think, and I think Hank's just going to walk you through some pictures here. It's an Art Nouveau and arts and crafts style building that is just really, really beautifully done, I believe. Don't you, Hank?
Yes.
And it's the transportation center for the country of Finland. Here you can see into the ticket office, ticket counter, and there's go back one, flip back on the other side. There was a lunch area, restaurants,
Burger King.
beautiful murals on the wall. Um, just a really, really nice place. You'll probably get there if you're in Helsinki. You'll come through there, but if not, it's worth a trip in and of itself just to see it, in my estimation. Don't you think, Hank?
Yes.
Here we are, some exterior shots now. Big tower on the outside
The clock.
with the clock. Yep. More of it. Statues, lights. Just a fabulous
Light
building.
statues.
Right, light statues. Another shot of a tower. It really is the transportation hub of the city, and I think of the country. And that is it. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it.
I think Helsinki is a beautiful city, well worth visiting, and I hope you have an opportunity to be there one day.
And this wraps up our trip. We'd like to take this time to advertise for his book, Put Another Pin in the Map. If you like what you see, give it a try. It's available on Author House, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Safe travels.